So, thanks to one Colo slash Ronin, and if you are him, you know who I'm talking about. Thank you for this. I got a little fire in my ass to make a VOD. Not on this, on what I'm going to do now, but on something else. But I had to start with something that will just, if I'm going to do one or two or whatever, at least will introduce myself. So I'm Benham. I would used to be, as Baldur Gates 3 goes, I used to be DMing during ADnD time, a bit on 3E, on third edition. I played more back then, but mostly in my career, I can say I used to DM. Um, and because I used to do that, and I'm very, very used to IRL stuff, I'm going to present a couple of things here that are going to be for other VODs as well, but I'll repeat them. So, one thing I never do is respect my own avatar. In this case, I had to. Now, you can do this Jack of all trades achievement through just hiring and hiring, or as soon as you have someone who's 12 and you didn't touch them yet, they go back to level 1, like Will that we have here. He's still level 1, so we can respec him into this thing. If you don't want to play this, don't. That's your prerogative. I had a huge amounts of fun with this character, and I'll go through what I did, what I suggest you would do, and alternates to what I see as the build. Now, the build is tactician ready. It's not honor mode ready in any way. I don't think there's a lot of changes if you're going to do it. But of course, do what you do usually. It's your game, not mine. I'm just here to give you an idea. So this is the original character, fighter into rogue into cleric, etc., etc. I have to say, as far as I'm concerned, this was a lot of fun, but this was a bit wrong, not by much. There are a couple of changes I would do, and there are some things that I would consider to be pillars. And I'll explain through and through each level what I'm doing. So I took Jahira for this. She's right now backing up Astarion basically as a Gloomstalker assassin on level 11. Level 12. I haven't yet made her level 12. But I'll go through her because my current one has a lot of things that I did that we're not going to do here. When I build a character, just to be specific, I start from level 1. I don't respec it. This is only unless I made a really, really big build mistake, or I found something that, wait a minute, I not misclicked, but more like used wrongly. And that happened once. And that happened with the video that I'm going to do next, which is something I'm not going to talk about now. Either way, level 1 when you start the game. We are at one of two, fighter or sorcerer. The reason is simple. Fighter is getting a fighting style on level 1, and with archery you have immediately +7. You'll get +3 from dex, as we'll see, which is going to be our prime ability here. This is very mad character that needs all around, sort of, and it depends on your RP with it as far as this goes. So I started with that with archer. The other option is sorcerer, and then go into basically the 5 spellcasters, and then you can go paladin ranger, which each are half. Paladin is on level 1 gets both of the agents, but seriously, you're better off with a cleric. The reason I'm taking fighter or sorcerer is because of the constitution saving throws, of course, because of concentration. As far as stats goes, first thing I did when I started this one was this. I found out a few things along the way, but just to explain, I went for this. I didn't think I would actually want that many spells in general because you get so many cantrips and you can only upcast and only up to level 3. And then there are the cleric spells. So strength wasn't needed, but the thing is, early levels, you're the strongest one in your party. At least at first level for sure. Fighter with archery is just the best shooter that you can have. And we're going into rogue. Now, I'll just put one caveat. I had a program written down for each level what I want to take. That idea was fantastic for the time that I did it because I had a lot of fun. But really, this is not exactly correct. The strength and dexterity play very, very highly at the start. Now, you can do a more charisma and or wisdom, but then you miss on a lot of other stuff. You could go, let's say, 16 in charisma and have 14 wiz, 14 constitution, 14 dex, and 9 strength, 8 intelligence. That will work. But because we are only level 1s all the time, there are a lot of level 2s that we do not get. And this is why fighter is that good. I don't think any other class gets what fighter gives it. And also for Nautiloid itself, as the part of the adventure that is level 1, this is the only character. An archery fighter has better chance to hit than any other character with any kind of weapons they get. If I'm doing this now and I keep the 10s, RP again, put 10 intelligence, 10 strength, and for the purposes of the video, in order to not make a lot of changes from what I did, I'll just change these 2 points. There's no reason not to drop intelligence and put a couple more points in strength. And as I explained, you can go for something more like this. I will give the props to this build as it is. And we'll keep it like this for how I was looking at it. So in skills, for example, you can see if I had... so forget background here. You pick your own background. If you are leaving your rogue out, on next level, we'll take Sleight of Hand and Stealth anyway. I would add Perception to that, first of all, before anything else. And Insight is very good. As you can see, the division on these is like 0 plus 3, 0, 1, and 2s. Pick whatever you want here. I'm not going to tell you what to pick, but there's no question what is stronger or not for you, but as someone who's going to be support and face, that is not a broken bard or whatever you want to call it, this is what I would do. And insight and perception are just very, very good. We can take afterwards an expertise in insight, and don't forget between Sleight of Hand and Stealth you get only one of them. So I would, and I'll show you what I picked. That's level 1. So, just to show you where we are while we're doing this. This is Jahira, so I'm putting this aside. Let's give you some kind of a weapon and some kind of a bow, just so we have the things. So these are not necessary. These are the base. Going into level 2, we pick Rogue. This has been for me the fighter into Rogue, the easiest decision I made for the game and in the game. We got a couple of sneak attacks as always, and in the abilities as promised we have expertise. I would take stealth and perception if you don't have a stealth character. I have a star in here. Um, I would say that this is exactly what you want because, as far as conversation goes, I have a charisma 10 party. One of them is charisma 10 and the rest is 8. I had both Thorns, golden one and the surgeon one, done on first try. No cheese, no saves coming, no big bonuses, no crits. I used one inspiration. That yes. But this is what they're meant for. And that's with charisma 10. Without a bard without anyone like that in the party. So when I choose these, and we'll get to that later, I usually check on deception and persuasion because intimidation performance have thaumaturgy advantage. Since we're gonna take cleric, these two do not need any kind of plussing. If you want to be more face, deception, persuasion, like I said, you could put 16 in charisma and do the 14s. Do whatever feels right for you. I'll just say this is not a solo as far as I'm concerned, but I know of at least one that I saw on YouTube that had a solo run. I didn't watch that. I just saw a couple of days. I saw a thumbnail. And I just looked at to see that he actually did it one by one. I wouldn't say I take his build, but I didn't watch it through. Props to the person who did it. I can't. I'm not there. As far as clerics go, we take them first. These are the best spellcasting level 1 class for a ton of reasons. First of all, this is the best cantrip in the game, bar none. Probably one of the, not probably, one of the S tier spells in the game. Other than that, I'm taking Thaumaturgy because I don't like Sacred Flame. I'm taking also Blade Ward. You can take Light depending on your level, of course, character. I would suggest by level 5 to take it. We're gonna get a lot of cantrips. As far as subclass goes, Life makes the most sense. First of all, we get Bless for free, and second of all, we heal much more. What I like to do with this is put the amulet that gives healing ward and mass healing ward on the character instead of putting a healing ward in, and this way I could just the healing is just way better. Anyone who played Life Domain knows what I'm talking about. DT, do whatever you want. This is what we got. Prep spells. This is why 12 wisdom and not 10. 2 points. You don't pick the healing ward here. You'll get it at Druid, and you get it at Bard, I think, as well. These are my two to-go spells alongside with, depending on what I have in my party, create water. If you want to go more melee, you have inflict wounds. And the fact that we don't need to prep bless is just tremendous. Command for level 1. For Act 1, or Act not, more correctly, instead of Sanctuary, there's no need for Sanctuary unless you want it for the Illithid, but that's on you. Straight up, I used Guiding Bolt almost the whole time, and just Guiding Bolt. I switched to Sanctuary here and there because, well, the game isn't that hard, just long, and sometimes you need Sanctuary, but you have Sanctuary from your cleric, main cleric at least, or you should. Next up, I did Warlock, and when I did Warlock, the idea was very simple. The Fiend gives us temp HP and Armor of Agathis, and I don't need to do anything to get that. Here's why this was a mistake. Warlock spells, in case you're newer to the game than average, isn't cumulative with the rest of the casters, the level casters. If you have one cleric, one bard, one sorcerer, you have level 2 spells. If you have one cleric, one sorcerer, one warlock, you have one level spells. That's it. This is a separate section. Also, later on, I found out that I don't have to have the assassin in the group. I just like to have the assassin in the group. But I can switch it for above a throwbar. My Lae'zel here is a front one. It's an 8-4 barb fighter that is in your face. And the other one, the Shadowheart, being the Tempest Sorcerer, alongside, of course, the Tempest Cleric with Stone Sorcery. This was easy to support, but I still felt like, although I have 3 very good characters, I'm playing with 2.5 and a babysitter. So what I would do is one of 2 things that you could do. I would suggest Wizard to keep to as soon as you get level 2 spells. If you are scribing beyond level 1. Now I don't scribe beyond level 1, but this is the only character I broke all my rules. I did all illithid powers that I could get. I scribed stuff, and frankly, the illithid powers is rather silly because there's no really disadvantage of doing that. Although, basically, even if you don't want, just I need to do this again. Sorry. Wait a second, sorry. So, just use it for favorable beginnings and luck of the far realms. I would say alongside with transfuse health, these things feel like a game buff, not like illithid powers, unlike perilous stakes, which at least finally they made this proper for honor mode. Black hole is amazing, freecast is amazing, of course. I don't touch all of these, just 1, 2, and 3, and you're good. Now, if you take the I'll call it the end of Act 2, start of Act 3, suggested illithid power, I'll call it that without spoiling anything, from the other illithid, you will get all of these 5, and then you just need to put 1 in Luck of the Far Realms. This is no less than a mini feat. It's not really a lot. I'd say that this is the most, and this, if you want to pace it correctly, level 4, level 8, level 12 like feats.
Watch your elders and learn.
Okay, I'll put back Jaheira. Wait. Sorry. I have to respec her now because I put OK on the Warlock. I am sorry. But yeah, we didn't get the... If we took a Wizard, a Bard, or whatever, we'd get another 1 level spell slot. Now the next level would not give it to us, so this is why I wouldn't do Warlock if I would do it again. Yeah, we're back here. I'll just do it really quick. I didn't go through the exact levels. On Rogue there's not a lot. We actually just get these 2. This is all almost in place. Let's say I pick Stealth. Again, pick whatever you want. Level 3 we take Cleric, and much like I did before, I'm gonna continue the exact same line. This was the one, and this. Okay. Next up. These are, again, with Cleric, these are my recommended spells. You can change them anytime, whenever you want. So the question is always what to go into. I would say the best is Sorcerer. Now, you can go the healing route from the start, but there's no need. You want to be aggressive at the start of the game. Which is why I took Warlock, but also, by the way, because Eldritch Blast is just silly sometimes, even without the evocations, when you have some, even 1 to crit. 1 less to crit is making this thing pretty ridiculous when you can charge 2 or 3 additional ones instead of having Magic Missile, for example. And this is what we're getting from the Sorcerer. Now, as far as cantrips go, again, choose what you want. I would take my regular 4 here. This is our start with Sorcerer 1. I'm not taking Fireball because I take Shadowhunt and I'm not doing solo. Solo is something else entirely. I'm not gonna bump into that. This way I got Minor Illusion, which is broken in this game, and every other thing that is not Firebolt actually has a disadvantage built into it, so your opponent will move less, not take reactions, or not heal. And also, this one is versus Undead. Two of them are 18 meters, one of them is melee. As far as spells go, since we are not gonna have Twin Meta Magic, I'm not taking Chroma Orb. I will not have where to change it next. But I'm taking Shield. Now, I want to say something about level 1 Sorcerer. I usually for level 1 Sorcerer, if I start at Nautiloid, I will take Chrome Orb and then Shield. There's nothing to protect from in Nautiloid. You have restorations. And frankly, I'm not being attacked. The Zerial or Zerov or whatever the captain's name is only attacking the Illithid, and he's dying in quickly enough. He's doing only 6 damage. Otherwise, just kill the Illithid and run away. Shield is much better because this is going to last for a long time. Now we'll get one spell from Wizard. We can learn 6, but we'll get one spell from Wizard, and I'll show you a trick you can do with the handbed or however the tiara is called, to have 4 of them. I'm not for it. I don't condone it as someone who's playing on my own specific rules, but again, do whatever you like. Stone Sorcery is probably the best for this build because this gives you flight. And Draconic Bloodline is not good because we're going to use heavy armor. And 1 point of HP is not going to do anything for us. However, you can take white and get Armor of Agathis. But again, my approach to the game is be aggressive by level 5. You can have one, maybe 2 characters less a bit, because you're good enough if you have, for example, a Barb with Throw, who has Tavern Brawler, and a Monk with Tavern Brawler. You can have 2 characters level 0 and still manage level 4 to level 5. It's just funny how ridiculous it is. With Stone Sorcery, we'll have fly from casting any spell that is level 1 or higher. Although this is a bonus action, the good thing about taking also the couple of Illithid powers is that you gain flight. And when I say flight, I mean just this is your movement speed. You just get it. You also get it, by the way, as 11 Sorcerer with Draconic Bloodlines, but
Yes.
that matters less. Next up, as you can see, I changed the level 4 Warlock for level 4 Sorcerer, and I'm pushing Warlock all the way down. And this will depend on itemization a bit, and I'll get to that. So at level 5, I took Wizard, because Wizard now starts with level 2 upcuts. Cantrip, as I said, we're gonna have whatever you want, and probably all of them. As one of my, as others say, and when I say it ever again, when you want to piss people, I'll take True Strike. As far as spells go, choose one and ignore the others. My suggestion is simple. Ritual, Ritual, Ritual. That's it. You don't need to make them prep because you can K them in. I'll show you what I mean. Jump is good to avoid anything you want. You can take Expeditious Retreat maybe instead. Again, this is a back, someone from the back that comes. We actually have Shield. Ice Knife is pretty good. You can take Tashes. Interesting would be to take Witch Bolt. You don't get the Channel Divinity from the Cleric, but you can still wet. And on average, instead of 6.5 doing 13 per level does have an effect on it. Also, you gain an arcane recovery, but it comes with 1 point, so you can get another level 1 spell per day. That also means that you can do some, excuse my French as they say, bullshit with sorcery points, I guess. Choose the spell you want. So with Longstrider, for example, and then we go out, we change it to Find Familiar. With some of the familiar, we change it to either, let's say, something for combat or attacking for combat. We have enough attacks. Again, do whatever you want. And that would be about it. There's not a lot to explain further. So at level 5, we have a fairly good archer. This is a +2. So we have a +8 to attack on ranged, which is fantastic. This is a 4-9 short bow damage that comes with +1d6. And a slew of cantrips and spells. Now, as you can see now, we have level 2 spells. And that's the point of pulling now all spellcasters in a row. And you can do anything and everything, by the way. There's practically no limits. Instead of wizard, if you're not scribing on level 2s and higher, on level 5 and 6, I would take Bard into Druid to start strengthening your inner healer. The point of Wizard, again, as far as I can see, is to enhance a bit some stuff. Also, because you have 8 intelligence or 10 intelligence, you don't want anything that actually does damage or concentrating on Tasha's, for example, and has a very, very low DC. Next up, there's certainly not Barbarian. Again, I would take Bard, and let's complete. Again, if you want friends, take friends. I don't take this. I'll tell you why. On Tactician, it's fine. Even if something happens, you can still save scam, so to speak. You can also save scam in a way on Honor mode. Honor the game. That's on you. But then friends is much more of an issue. Dancing Light, True Strike, pick your pick. As far as spells go, pick up what you're missing. If you have a Drow, you'll have a Fairy Fire, like me here. I took Fairy Fire, and I have also Darkness, of course, but Fairy Fire is very good. She doesn't have that. Oh, by the way, as far as races go, and I know I didn't do this from character creation, you can take, I would take any kind of 12 plus dark vision and put the see invisibility on this one, and that's why I put stealth on it, even if you have a ranger. And the reason is because this one is not de novo damage, and if this one takes a hit, your ranger could kill everybody. This one can't. I'm sorry, it's not that good of a character to kill everything. Obviously, I'll do this at the end. Starting instrument, choose your hand drum. As far as abilities go, just go wherever you feel like you're missing. I take something, for example, from intelligence here. The big thing we get here, by the way, is continuous support. Is the Bardic Inspiration. It will keep to be 1d6, but now you can use items that we got for that. And more than that, we got another level 2 spell slot. So, this is... Wait, not you? You. So, this is an ability. You can see... I shouldn't have kept it. This was an idea. We have all these... mainly long-range spells that we do. We got some support. This helps end supports and damages, sorry. More support. You can see how this develops. You can do this genuinely jack of all trades that does anything and everything that you actually want. Next up is Druid, and most importantly, level 3 upcast spells. As far as cantrips go, take what you like. As far as prepared spells go, if you don't have Healing Word, but not take Healing Ward. And Thunderwave is good. Berries are good if you want. I like Fog Cloud. Choose your own poison. Blindness doesn't require any kind of checks. Oh, sorry, this is not blind. This is jump person. Ignore me. Thunderwave, Fog Cloud. Like I said, take your pick. I don't like jump person myself. So before we go to level 8 and start dwindling down the character, and I'll explain immediately why. Here's our almost final spell slots. We're gonna have +1 here on level 3, and we're gonna have +1 on +2 on the Warlock one. And you're gonna have basically 5 here because you have the Arcane Battery, mini battery, recovery for the level 1. So don't think for a second that you can't spam stuff. You can spam more than the average spellcaster. Because eventually, even if you're done and you used every single spell slot, you still do fair enough damage. We don't have Ide as
Quick and quiet.
average damage, I'd say. Yeah, it's average damage. It's 7 from 2d6. Would you stop? We're trying to make a video here. Will. Wait, what?
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Always nice to be wanted.
Okay. Spell level +1. That's what we get. So we healed him for 1d4 plus spell ability modifier, which is +1 from the wisdom. And we got 2 +1, which is, this is the life cleric. This is the 3 heal that you get in addition to every heal you're going to do. Where's that one? Okay, let's
Lead the way.
do this.
We're on the same side last time I checked.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, she has 20 or something? 22? Oh, good. Good. Look at this. So here's the thing. That was level 1 spell. This is a level 3 spell. So +3, +3, +3, +3. And that's the big thing we get here. We don't need a lot, but we have surgical tools. And that's the, I guess, is where the fun stuff actually is. At least it was for me. I finished in 7. I added last, I think, the Druid. So now you have a couple of choices. Now you have the Fighter Rogue that allows you to hit a lot of enemies, albeit you didn't get a lot of stuff from leveling. There are people who won this game at level 1, so they'll tell you you don't need a lot more than that. Itemization can be the separate part. So, Ranger Paladin is another level 3 spell slot when taken together, because each of them is a half caster. You can take Warlock and get another level 1, and the thing is to take here is the Great Old One. Because if you, instead of the some kind of a build, want to have this one with that, you can put add-ons on crit hits on this one. One that makes 19 and a couple that makes 1s. And everything, including the attack roll, spells like Chrome Orb, by the way, that we didn't take, but all cantrips and scroll stuff that you can get will do damage according to your attack roll. The attack roll will be affected by the charisma, and but that's what you want. And this is why the charisma is higher than all the rest here. As far as spells go, again, take whatever you want. You can play with it as much as you want. And by the way, we have all cantrips, I think, now. At least almost all of them. So here's the thing. We had 432, we still have 432. And that's what we're gonna get, and that's what we're gonna have. You can abuse this slot for whatever you want. If you know how to play Warlock better than me. And you probably do, because I'm not really a Warlock player. You'll know how to play this much better. I will take for level 8, 9 and 10 the Paladin Ranger, and let's start with the Ranger. Pick whatever you want here. Again, True Strike. What the hell? Yeah, Bounty Hunter, I guess. Take... If you're doing this actually on this level, take either Fire or Poison. Both of them are good enough. If you're lacking in any way, take the Ranger before... Take this for +4 on Slate of Hand. We are at level 9. As far as abilities go, you get +1 ability. Take one that you want. And then we go into Paladin. And of course we'll get the Oath of the Agent because it keeps healing us. I don't really like the other ones. Oath of Vengeance is just easier to, I think, to break. And that's about it. Other than that, we get non-usable, never used what we came here for. Class feature, level 3 spell slot unlocked. This is the second half spellcaster, given its benefits. On level 11, you're probably already kind of starting to be less relevant, and you're gonna be even less relevant because these two are not usable fairly. I'd say the monk is a bit more because, again, and I'll go through the sorcerer just for an idea that I'm going to do quickly. That does involve monks somehow, but you really can't do this with barbarian. You want your spells. That's what you do. But you can start with sorcerer and not have an armor, and then have monk alongside with other stuff and do that. But actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it for another round. I need to check it before I'm actually suggesting it. Do not start with Paladin, which is the only other one that starts with Constitution proficiency. It's a half cast. It doesn't get any kind of fighting style. The immediate pair is Ranger, and Ranger 1 just sucks. Yeah. Last one, we're gonna get the Barb. The problem is that raging is fantastic, but we are not melee and we can't spell. So this is our level 12 character. So you can pull out of here anything that doesn't matter to you, for example, and just look at the heals and look at your what I would do is look at your heals, look at your extra attacks, look at where you are support. I would put support. Sorry, I would put support on the general ones because something like Bardic Inspiration, something like Guidance, Thaumaturgy are mostly out of combat stuff. You don't want them here, but you don't want them away. Because sometimes I don't think Thaumaturgy you actually use outside combat, but it's... Sorry, outside dialogues. But I guess there might be a use for it, though I don't think so. So basically, if you did this, no one would notice. I would do healing, prime damagers, let's say. So that's CC. We're not doing that for now. We shouldn't have done that. Again, out of combat. Probably out of combat, I'd say. It has niche use in combat that doesn't work normally. I'm not gonna play this. So CC, that actually does work. This is on Wisdom, I think. We took it. Do note where you take all of these because it does depend. But I think this one was on Wisdom, which means we have 15. Wait. Yeah, we have 13. On the Bard and Co, we have 14. On the Wizard, we have 12. It's not high, but 13, 14, let's say if your opponent that you try to do it has 12, they still have less than 50% to manage. They have 50% if they have +1 just for this. So you're still in the game on some way. Where did we take the Fairy Fire? Yeah, we took it on Charisma, if I remember correctly. So for this, for example, it's going to be saving throw against 14. So a character that is opposing you with 12 Wisdom will have 60% to fail because they need 13 and up. As you can see in Cleric and Druid, I did not take anything requiring crowd control. Since I took this on the Bard, no reason not to have it here because 14 is something. I dropped something off of here, never mind. Magic Missile, just... Okay, so this is both like, I'd say, an attack plus help. This also is an attack plus, but it's mainly here. I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use that anyway. This is fairly parallel to this. Disadvantage on next attack roll is fair. This is more like a CC spell actually. So put it even away. I don't care about this. I'm not using this ever. This is an AoE. And this is something that, as you can see, we don't have. This is why you want to take something like this and something like I can fog cloud. Light will go here. Tasha actually can be like this. So this is more help. Wait, this is from... Oh, this is here. This is from the amulet. Something like this? I think that covers what we do and what we can do. So we got Bless on level 2 to 1, 2, 3, 4. For level 3, you can upcast Magic Missile to 5 or 6 missile if you have the amulet. That's practically the best use of it, I'd say. You get only plus 2d6 on Guiding Bolt. You can do Healing Ward on 3. It's going to be 3d4 plus your Wisdom modifier instead of 1d4. Not bad. And that's about it. That's our Jack of all trades. 91 HP. This guy, she has 101 because the 8 is on 10 here. As far as attacking goes, you can stay out of sight, do your Mana Illusion. Bring everyone, close the turn. Drop a Fairy Fire on everyone or create water as we spoke that you can take. And just mess them up. Most important, enjoy yourselves.